Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome back. It's been a week. No episodes last week. Well, one, the regular episode, but other than that, there was none. Apologize for that. Just a lot of different things going on in my life right now. And apologies for the semi-late start. It really wasn't that late, but anyway, here we are today, and as advertised, this is going to be a show about certain mental health issues. Now, this episode in particular today won't be it won't particularly tie into specific mental health issues, but I'm going to read some poems that kind of deal with it, just basically being on the edge of sanity and not being, not being what everybody thinks that a normal person without mental health issues should be, and then maybe I'll add some opinions. And then my show, I'll probably do another show this week furthering my opinions with more just words and talking than my poems. The first one today, this isn't a poem, but I wanted to read this because it's very true, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And again, it's not really a particular mental health issue, and maybe people who don't have mental health issues feel this way also. But I just want to read this here. We'll call it music. It really doesn't have a title. It's just a saying, really. But here we go. I've said it so many times, whether to myself or to others. If I didn't have music in my life, I'd have gone insane by now. I'm not even talking about my normal brand of insanity. I am insane, but it's a calmer, less tense, non-violent, most of the time anyway, insanity. I don't want to venture any further into that realm. And I mean every word I said in that. I mean every word that I say usually anyway. I try and be a man of my word. I mean, the idea, I know I'm straying off a little bit, but the idea that every person is a man or woman of their word all the time is bullshit. Everybody lies at some point. Everybody falsifies. Everybody strays from the truth once in a while, and sometimes you don't mean to do it, but that's life. It happens. I mean, I don't know what else to say, because it's hard to explain a lie, because in the lie you end up explaining it with lies, because in reality it shouldn't have to happen that way. There should be no excuses for it, but people make mistakes, that's all I can say. But I try and be a man of my word. But with that, I really do mean it. Music is what inspires most of my poetry and my writing. Music is what calms me down when I'm, not in a good mood. In fact, I know a lot of people have come across who, when they get depressed per se, they like to drink. And I'm not talking about people with mental health, just people in general, because people with mental health issues, that's a little bit different. They may drink to solve their problems, but usually they either take other forms of drugs because drinking just doesn't get the job done, or they actually do the right thing and seek counseling and other things of that nature. And there's other avenues you can go to, which I'm not even going to get into. We might save that for Friday. But a lot of people seem to drink when they're depressed. With me, the only thing I can do when I'm depressed is listen to music. And I'm not talking about a normal, and you had a bad day at work or something. I'm talking about, I don't know. I'm always saying this because it's happened to me. It's not a tragic event, but say you're trying to get with this person. I don't mean just as a hookup, but like you really like this person and they lead you on and you find out they've been dating somebody for like 6 months and they led you on the whole time. Stuff like that. When you find stuff like that out and then you're like, oh shit. With me, music is the only thing that helps me through stuff like that. And of course, really bad times as well. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Again, these aren't really mental health issues per se as far as diagnoses or actual issues or chemical imbalances per se that can be treated or would need to be treated or else it would get worse. These are just more moods that some people may not understand or mindsets that some people may not understand or some people may not feel a lot of the time, whereas others do. And this is where I'm coming from. The next piece is called Strangers, and I'll explain it a little bit afterwards, although you can kind of tell when I read it what it's about. Strangers. Enchanted, enchanted, and ridiculously contradictory. The bylaws of society preclude in all trains. Thoughts skeptical to begin with race and tape over, just like they want me to. They urge me to exercise my right to speak, yet when I speak too loud, complaints of bloody ears, rent dishabitues, spacing the squirm of their words. Well, I don't want to speak anyway. Sometimes I enjoy being around strangers more. Well, not really. At least they could care less if I speak. City buses throw ceremonials or post them as landmarks. I can squat, ponder, lose myself in my own mind, and subjugate the idea that their presence is non-existent. Roll and flaw, make, bloom into the wind, and burn, yearn. Unravel faults and fears, unwind worries of opinion. Sell yourself back to yourself. Do not let them control you. Could this be my problem? Have I sold myself to everyone else too much? Well, this can change. It always does when I'm around strangers. Fuck right, I'm not antisocial. I just want to be myself. I am. And that is called Strangers. In case you didn't get the whole idea there with that poem, I sometimes tend to be more comfortable around strangers, although it's usually because the people that I know I don't like. People that I do know and like, I'm most comfortable around them, obviously. Sometimes it's nice to just, when I say strangers, I don't mean just, I mean like when you're in a park or something and you can just watch everybody walk by, and not watch them like creepy like, don't watch them as in a creep way, but just observing, the atmosphere, the environment, and you don't have to talk to anybody. You can just think, let your mind go, because even though, I guess maybe this is part of the reason why a lot of people have told me they think I'm an asshole when they first meet me. I'm not good with meeting people at first. Once I get to know you, and it may not even take that long, boom, it's like a weird comparison, but it's like a flower blossoming almost. It's like boom, but I mean, when it's still in the bud, it's like, it's still growing, it's still nurturing, it's still learning. Once it starts to bloom, it's like within weeks, it's like so open and inviting. I'm not trying to prop myself up as such an engaging personality. I would like to think that I am, but ask the people I know if I am or not. Don't really ask me. I'm not going to explain myself to anybody. But that's sometimes I'm more comfortable when I can just sit there and not have to open up to people. And that may sound selfish and a little antisocial of me, but I just have problems with meeting people. And I'm learning. But you just got to give me time, and I'll explain this more on, who knows. I'll try and get the next episode by Saturday, but it depends. Some come up in my life, so I got to figure everything out right now. But, once I do figure out that, but the next episode I will explain a lot further into what I mean by these certain issues, and I'll explain a few personal experiences that entail with that or involve that. But anyway, that was kind of the point of that poem. This next one here is called This Will Destroy You, and again I'll explain it a little after I read it. I am calm. Sanity guides me to ever-bringing light. I am drowning amidst the sweeping tides drastic mood changes can bring. Endure, they say, and you will survive and prosper. Ride up and down like the floods. I am not super. I am just wet. But I can either roll like a thunderous wave or barely crack a small twig, merely passing uninstructed bystanders. My rage induces eerie twinges and cringes. My rage wards off the ones I care about. My rage is not me. It is a harsh, cold me. Patterns arise when you fight for so long. You know what sets you off. You know every insignificant detail of your life so you won't piss yourself off. Friends abandon your weakened mind and debilitating stress. You figure out what twitches, when they happen, what people to avoid, when to succumb and hide. This all stretches out nerves and makes living more perilous. It's like I'm living two different lives. It's like two people inside of me are tugging and pulling, trying to rip my mind to shreds. These people don't deserve my rage or my fear. The point is, though, I don't either. Not the good part of me. I must tell everybody now who I meet, I am not your friend. I am, but my alter ego isn't. This will destroy you. Just try to understand. I don't like being this way. Not just the rage, but the unpredictability of it, or my sadness, or my self-loathing, or my fleeting happiness. I am trying to solve me. This isn't easy, and I am not wholly scarred. If you promise to ride the ups and downs with me, Yeah, this could destroy you, but you may also get to see the best of me, which is a great human being to know. A great one. I promise. And that I do promise, and I promise that to everyone who has a stigma of someone with mental health, barring murderers, because that's a whole different subject. Another one I might get into Friday or Saturday, whenever I can get the next show going. Anyone who feels a stigma towards someone who deals with these issues pertaining to clinical depression, bipolar, schizophrenia of some sort, I would ask you not just to read this poem, but to ask yourselves, do you even know what they're going through? Do you even care? If you don't care, then don't even think about the person. Walk away and move on, and let them live their lives and live your own without them. Because if you're going to stigmatize, put down, chastise, comment on anything you don't really know about, I'll tell you right now, if you did that with me, and I'll explain what I mean with me and my issues. I'll explain it all in the next show. But I would say just fuck you. Get away from me. Move on, because you don't know my story. And that's another thing, too. For people who either put down or they look at others like they have it easier than them, everyone has a story. Everyone has an issue. Everyone has a problem. So if you think your life is worse than theirs and their problem isn't that serious, well, you can fuck off. If you know the situation and you know they're being bitches about it and they're not, they're taking their issues too seriously, then yeah, then you have right to talk about it. But if you don't and you talk about it anyway, I've already said what I had to say about it. Fuck. Just stay away from me. That's all I got to say. We're going to move on now to what I think is the most emotional piece of this show. It'll probably be the last one today. I have one extra one if we have time, but I'm not sure if we're going to have time. But this also, what I just explained, what I was just talking about, kind of a bit of a follow-up of it. It's called Sanity Plead. Whether it's a formal city worker donning his or hers degrading uniform, one color lined with a little flair, they try and light you up. They try and fire you up to give you a bit of hope or just for their own entertainment. Those same people flooding their minds as the chemicals inside play tricks with their brains. It could be a homeless crazy shit or a police FBI narc. Or, of course, the old school stereotyped mailman trotted out to be torn down so we can watch the destruction and feel the happiness inside as it makes us feel better about ourselves. I ask, though, you should ask, though, did you ever think what goes on through their brains? Do you know their thoughts? Come on. Be real. Do you really try and look back, be like, oh shit, are they okay? Do you even fucking care? When each breath feels like weights bearing down because your anger got you hyped, then you'll know. When each meeting of a new creature brings you to shakes for your fear and phobias of other people, then you'll know. When you wrestle inside your head for many minutes just on what drink you want, much less the clothes you wear, the places you'll go to, the people you want to date, the life you'll fucking want to live, then you'll know. For people like us, each day is a wicked witch hunt to try and extinguish the demons in our heads. We try and try every day, but someone is always there to knock us down. When you've gone through that, then you'll know. Come on, don't be scared. We face and confront our fears each day. Maybe we don't always succeed, but at least we know we fought. Come on, try and know I'm right here for you. I'm standing within feet. Don't back away. I'm not scary, I promise. You just give me the time needed, and I'll show you. Let my veins pop out of my arms and legs and float into the air. Let them sink down and seep into your body. Come on, don't think I'm fucking crazy. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Step outside of your comfort zone, a zone you've never stepped out of. Maybe you'll get something out of it. Let my veins, my body, my soul regress your movements. Slow them down and soothe. I promise I'll do the same. Let yourself become one with the people around you. Let yourself finally live in and as a society. I've written so many people off because I tried, they did not, or vice versa. Sometimes I never tried to. Immerse yourself in human life. We should all try at least once to show some sort of care for the people around us, or at least let them know we're here too, especially for people like me, especially for people like the ones I described, the ones who need more, who have to fight more. Because the people who don't, people like you, wonder why we go insane. And thus, I plead for sanity. And if you don't give it a chance, maybe I'm partly to blame too. But don't fucking act like you don't know why I went insane when I do. That's Sanity Plead. And as I stated, that partially tied into my last topic. I just wanted to give people a sense of why certain people might go crazy, or they look crazy or act crazy to certain people, and they really don't. And this hits home with me because I have a bit of an anger issue, and people just automatically they don't know why I act that way, or maybe they don't care. And I mean, to be honest, sometimes I wish that were the case. Just leave me be, leave me in my space, leave me alone, and just let me get over my own anger. But there's other times, too, where people care too much, and they just prick and prod. And maybe they don't care at all. They're just being assholes and want to light me up. Just leave people alone when they're like that. But maybe they wouldn't be like that as much if you understood why they felt that way. And again, on my next show Friday, I will explain more into detail of that. Since I've been talking about this all night, and since I just mentioned it, either Friday or Saturday, maybe tomorrow if I have time. I don't think I'm going to have time tomorrow. But if not, I'll try and get it, but hopefully by the weekend's end. Let's just put it like that. I want to do another show on this, and it'll be more with my personal experiences. I'm going to make an announcement. Anyone who's listened to any of these, I've explained parts of myself and parts of what I've gone through my poems and my experiences, but even I'll admit I've been a bit vague about it. And I'm doing it mainly for this topic because I feel as though this needs to be discussed more. And I'm going to go into that too, why there is the stigma there and why we should combat that, because this is a serious problem in our society. So I'll explain deeper into that. It should be a half-an-hour show. When I have the time for it, I will definitely, it should be sometime later this week. But I just want to explain all these things for you, and I'm going to make some personal confessions of some of the things I've gone through as well. And I'll explain that all to everybody, what my next show is. Just watch out for that. I'll have Facebook links to when it comes out. I'll have links on my website, too, to let you know, or my YouTube. I'll let you know when it's coming out. But anyway, that will be my next episode. And then next Wednesday will be another special episode, as they all are, I guess. I will be performing other people's work, so that should be interesting. Anyway, that's our show. I thank you all for listening, those who have and those who will later. I have one last piece to perform today. It's called 73 and 13. Really has nothing to do with this topic, just an extra piece. Here we go. 73, a painting of math, music, and derivatives. 13, a disconsolation of birth or potluck. Combined, 86 means nothing. Separate, we have a strength and a weakness. Calling of mold or lack thereof spawns the stew of worth. Nobody but us knows those numbers and their meaning. Nobody but us knows we are better off without. Pairing, love, joining. We are 73 and 13, but not together. That's it for tonight's show. A little bit of my horrible harmonica playing will end it. Thank you all for listening, or those who will. I'm going to try and get more updates. Know when the show ends. That's all for tonight. Thank you.